Alrighty, thank you everybody for being here on a Sunday night. I really appreciate it. Today we're going to be sharing something very, very important to all of us actually in the industry. And I am not even going to take any more time. I really want to introduce Dr. Luke, who's on the call right now. And he's going to be sharing with us an amazing opportunity both for consumers and also business owners in the digital world and also obviously in health. So Dr. Luke, I am gonna give you the mic for you to introduce yourself and then take over the call. Thank you so much for being here.
All right, thanks so much, Janie, for the opportunity to just share. Good night to everybody on the call. And first of all, it's such a pleasure to be able to work with Janie. I said this on the last call. You know, when we partner with people, they are either an asset or a liability to our reputation. And one of the first things I look for is character. And built on top of the foundation of character, I look for competence. And I can tell you she's determined to go somewhere. I always tell her team it's going to be with or without you, but she prefers it to happen with you. And so I'm super excited to work with her launching this vision. Whether it's 1 or 1,000, we share the vision with the same level of intensity. And the reason for that is we've become one with the vision and the heart of this company. It's always a privilege to be able to share the opportunity. I'm not going to take long. I'm going to jump right into the information. Just brief background. You know, I stumbled into this industry. When I came in, I had to make sure I heard from the right sources. What is this industry all about? Because I'll tell you the truth, you know, somebody introduced me. Let's make sure we mute all the lines, and also if you can make me co-host, Jenny, please. Yeah, I stumbled on this, and one of the reasons I say, one of the reasons I said stumble is because a friend met me in the hospitality room. I was finishing speaking at a service and she sampled me with this product, and there were lines that she was supposed to say. She was so nervous, she never really said the lines properly. I don't know if she thought I was going to reject her, if she thought, you know, you invite me to a call like this, and you know, she just forgot all of her lines. We mess up. You know, we don't want to talk to people. We don't want to bother people. We don't want people to bother us. You walk into a store and somebody says, you know, can I help you? You say, no, I'm just looking, because you just want your own space. So, you know, she shared this with me, and then just before she left, she didn't get that part right, but the part that she did get right was she said, Luke, I'd like to introduce you to a guy who's making $500,000 a year with this product. It was coffee. And I said, with what? This? And she said, yes. I said, all right, well, how soon can we meet him? Because all of a sudden the coffee became significant because she attached a certain value and a worth to it. That's how I came into this industry. I didn't know this was an industry. I didn't know this was a profession. And so when I went to the meeting, I met a leader. His name is David Emuniti. And that was in 2008, ladies and gentlemen. I got involved in this industry, and now it's been 2012, sorry, and now it's been 10 years. 10 years that I've been able to witness the power of this, the power of an equal opportunity, that individuals who don't have to invest a lot of money can come in here and you can get a wonderful product or service, and then you can build markets all over the world. I have friends all over the world now. I was going to try to say my little Kenyan that Janie taught me, but I haven't spoken it in such a while. Swahili, I'm going to mess this thing up, Janie. But I have friends all over the world because of this industry, and I love it, right? I can probably tell you in about 8 different languages that God is good, and hi and hello. And why? Because I have friends all over the world because of this industry. I'm very passionate about it. I'm very excited about it. Why? Because the mission and the vision of this thing is in my heart. So I want to do as much as I can just to share with you why I'm excited. You know, this company is about to give birth. over the last few months, we've been excited, sharing value with a lot of people, about the interest in this thing. This company has not officially opened its doors as yet, but at 11 a.m., 12, sorry, Eastern Standard Time, tomorrow, Envision You will be officially open. Come on, somebody put some fire in the chats if you're super excited about that. Tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Envision You is going to officially open the doors. And Luke, why are you so excited about Envision You? Well, let me tell you a little bit about the vision, because I could tell you on a Sunday night, not many people are excited. Do you know why? Because tomorrow is Monday morning, and they're going to head to work to jobs they don't like, to get a pay they probably don't like, to work with people they don't like, for a boss that they probably don't like. And it's Sunday night, we're doing this presentation to teach people that there are options. You don't have to keep doing it the way you're doing it. You can have time. You can have the ability to build something from home that could create some type of financial freedom. And that's why we brought a vision, which is a new and exciting approach to the world of business through creative advancements in health and wealth. Our health and wealth products will impact the spirit, body, and soul. We want the world to envy you. That really means we want the world to envision you a better version. We are a health and a wealth company. There are two verticals of business. Now, you can do your own research while I talk. The reason why I invite people to do that is because what I'm going to share with you are all facts. They are researchable. There is not a household on this chat represented here that is not spending money on health and wellness. When you get into business, you are getting into the exchange of value through a product or service for an agreed reward. And if I'm going to be in business for long, it means people need my products and services for a long time. If I want my business to be sustained, I need to be affordable, and I need to be the best in my industry where somebody can purchase my products every time. Now, you have to ask yourself, what problems are our products solving? How many of you need energy right now on the call? Put a 1 in the chat. Or if you have enough energy to put a 1 in the chat. Some of you don't even have enough energy to put a 1 in the chat. How many of you know energy is a big problem? Go look at the numbers that people are spending on energy drinks, folks. Go see how much money people are buying on Red Bulls and 5-hour energy. People need energy. There are over 600,000 accidents on the road every year that cause road fatalities because somebody is exhausted and driving. Somebody is exhausted and operating some type of machine. When you solve big problems, you'll get big payments. Weight loss. I'm not going to ask you to put anything in the chat. I just want you to think within yourself. Is weight loss an issue in this world? There might be people on this call, including me, that wants to lose a little bit of weight. You promise yourself, summer 2022, you were going to bring sexy back. Summer 22 is gone, and you ain't brought it back. So now it's moved to summer 2023. Janie, they're going to kill me after this call. I don't like this guy. He was talking about me and how I didn't bring back sexy back in the summer. I wanted to bring it back and it didn't come back. Winnie Fred, you understand? I wanted to bring it back, but in 2022, I did not bring it back. But look, NVU is here to help me to kill those cravings that show up after these calls. What about sleep? Do your research while I'm talking. 700 million Americans are taking some type of pill to help them sleep tonight. We're in the right business, folks. Now, over the last 2 years, people have experienced loss of income. I was telling my wife yesterday, and for the married folk, they can tell you this. Do you know when you mess with finance, you can mess with romance? Put a 2 in the chat if you're married and you understand what I'm saying. If finance goes under pressure, you can mess with romance. If you're not married, please don't put 2 in the chat. Married folk, I'm trying to tell you. Mess with finance, you're going to mess with romance. When people's mind are on the bills, they are not on your body. When people's mind are worried about month end, they are not worried about what type of wine we're going to be drinking this evening or what type of dessert we're going to. Their mind is not there. Why? It gives us stress because of anxiety. And what happened over the last 2 years is that people had to develop new skills. Folks, let me say this. I help people every day. Go look on my profile and you see what I do. I help people every day. You cannot keep doing the same thing, not upskilling yourself, not learning something new, and you're going to have to become competitive in the market and be able to bring new value to the marketplace. You do not get paid for time. You get paid for the value you bring to the marketplace. Sorry to use this example, but it's real. Do you know there are people making, Janie, I don't know if you ever look into this. There are people making multiple six figures and some, a small group that makes 7 figures selling pictures of their feet online. You sure, well, Luke, you know, the presentation was going good until you went there. Go do your research. There are women. I saw how I got the news on OnlyFans that makes couple millions of dollars a year selling pictures of her feet. You see, well, all these people are perverts. No. Any company that has any business related to feet will buy pictures for their marketing campaigns to promote their product. Don't tell me there are not opportunities out here, ladies and gentlemen, to make, and let me tell you something, a lot of these opportunities are in the digital space. That's why we're teaching people digital education. How many of you know that there are opportunities right now in the metaverse that you can understand? NFTs. I got preview to the real estate Airbnb course. You're going to get, your mind is going to be blown at the amount of opportunities without even owning a property that you can earn an extra income just from the Airbnb space. What about Turo? How many of you have learned about that? You say, well, I don't know how to do that. I don't have the credit. Do you know the amount of people over the last 2 years that have made multiple six figures from Turo? Go do your own research on YouTube. Not because you don't know about it, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. The last one, financial literacy, is my favorite right now. Do you know why? Here's my statement, and you can disagree with me if you want. We're free to disagree on this call. I believe every family deserves to be financially literate. I know the cost of financial illiteracy. I believe when I approach a family that financially literate. These are the courses that we have loaded, ready to be released tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. I am super excited. Now watch this. We know this. Now watch this. We are not into the business of selling courses. I want you to understand this. We are into business of transformation. We really want to see people become greater. So we can just sell you a course, but we're not going to do that. What we did is we designed the courses with gamification, the same technology they use for people to be coming back to games until it is finished is the same one we use here. Why? Only 3% of people who buy courses actually finish them. 100 people buy courses today, only 3 will finish. So 3 times a month, you will have face-to-face mentorship with the people and the experts and the credible people behind these courses. By the way, they are not accredited courses. They're courses put together by experts and credible people. I got all the accredited degrees. It got me bad credit. I'm still paying off degrees that I did many years ago. To getting the knowledge that can take me straight to the market and make the money. I don't care if I have a paper to hang up on the wall right now, but I do want accurate information to help me make money in the markets. Put a 4 in the chat if you're not too concerned if you can hang something up on the wall. I want the paper in my bank account, not up on my wall. I don't need to impress you with the degrees I have. I want the money in my bank. Put a 4 in the chat if you agree with me. I'm not out here to impress you with degrees. You can have more degrees than a thermometer and still be broke out here. Let's get to the bag. So all these courses are set to really educate and uplift families. Go on YouTube, go on Netflix, and you see a new course a new series that came out named Get Smart with Your Money. It's for financial coaches living with families, and they're going to coach them over a year to help them. Folks, people are hungering and thirsting after the right information to transform their life. We know this works. Jay-Z just launched his financial literacy program in the inner city to help people so they can understand what is a Bitcoin and take away the confusion and the anxiety around it. We know what's trending right now. The world is going to grab after information to know how to redesign themselves, because what we were doing 3 years ago is not going to work now. If you want to understand employment, you have to understand the metaverse. That is where you will have to become competitive. But we're not just doing that, we're into health and wellness. We know every family is spending money every month on health and wellness. But let me ask you this. How many of you take your vitamins with a spray technology right now? Put yes or no. I want everybody to participate. There's 16 people on this call outside of me. Put a yes or no if you take any of your vitamins through a spray modality or technology. Some of you take pills, gel capsules, patches, liquids, sometimes an injection. And how many of you take with a spray? Give me a yes or no in the chat. All right, I have 2 yeses, 3 yeses. I have a no. All right, we have some no's and your yeses. The only thing we compare here is the absorption. The sprays under the tongue, 8 sprays on the tongue. All I do is I spell envision you, NVISIONU. That's 8 sprays under the tongue. 93% absorption rate. Why I love it? It's light, it's easy to carry. I have it on me, and it's very simple to take. The women are the ones, or the mothers and the wives are the ones who remind everybody to take their vitamins, the kids and the husband, which is like an extra child in the house, right? Everybody knows that. My wife is the one who buys all the healthy things for the home. I'm sure the mothers on this call are the ones who buy all the healthy things on their home. So you want to find an easy way for everybody in the home to stay healthy. Here we have it for you. But remember, there are 3 problems we're solving. You take your Empowered in the morning, you're going to take a walk, you're going to take a workout. You want your B12 energy shot before you go to give you long-lasting energy. Throughout the day, you do not want to go after these sugars and after these cravings that you may have that add on the extra carbs. So you want to take your Crave spray so you're managing your weight throughout the day. And if you struggle with sleeping, resting, or relaxation, you want to take your Dreaming, which has melatonin, valerian root, and GABA, natural products so that you can sleep. Folks, I did not know that this sleep issue was such a big issue. Go look at the top 20 products being sold on Amazon right now, and you will see at least 20% of them are sleep products from babies to adults. Why? It's a real issue right now. Many different reasons. So how we're planning to do this, Vision U, and let me say this, please don't have a hiccup about network marketing in 2022. Luke, why do you say that? Folks, I'm not so much interested in people signing up on a call as I'm interested in people getting value or educated from a call. I heard a lot of negative stuff about this industry. You know what I had to prove? I had to make sure I know, how do I authenticate this information? Who's the governing authority that determines if companies can operate in this space? You need to know that. You go to them, you will see, how do I validate this? How do I evaluate an opportunity, right? When somebody is in this space. And one of the things I love about this is that the owners are actually like brothers to me. David Imonitia and Ivan Tapia. When I started to hear the work that was being done in the background, David said, I will not go to a country unless I'm registered and paying taxes, because I know other companies take shortcuts later down the road, it's going to be problems. That's why all the international locations will open with courses tomorrow, but the United States will have courses and products because that's what the registration says. By the first quarter, will open as we get the paperwork done. Trinidad and Tobago being one, Barbados being another, Jamaica being another, Nigeria and certain parts of Africa being another. Why? Because we want to do things the right way. When the company was registered, We want to do things the right way. We didn't just throw up a website and start collecting money. Labeling of products, standardizing products for the market, getting labels and everything ready, making sure manufacturers are ready. All that work has gone into it. The back office, the company that we had run 150 million people through that back office already, working with companies that are 5 years old, 10 years, 15 years old, 35, 40 years old in the industry. That's the back office company that we're working with. We have hired high-end legal attorneys, an entire legal team that's handling everything. The customer experience and services on top of the board. The onboarding system is second to none. This is the type of work that has gone in to make sure that we can open markets and sustain this thing when the doors open over the next 11 years. We're going to set this thing up to help a lot of families to be blessed by this thing. I've been in the background work. We're super excited. We are on the birthing stool right now. We are waiting for this child to come forth officially. So how we're going to do this is we notice that the best way to market any product is through the lens of a satisfied customer. When somebody experiences that financial literacy course or any one of our sprays and they say, wow, I felt the energy. Wow, I slept well. Wow, I went through the day and I didn't have the cravings. Wow, this course is really helping me. And now they're talking to Janie at the coffee shop and say, Janie, you know, coming to think about it, you've always told me that you have this issue with energy. Why don't you try this B12 spray? I've been using it and it has really helped me throughout the day to have energy on work as a nurse. Janie now gets the sample of the B12 spray. She goes home tomorrow. She tries 8 sprays under the tongue. And now Janie is super excited about the energy she has felt from her B12 spray. She calls back now her friend, Winnie friend, and said, Winnie, how do I get these sprays? And how much are they? And Winnie says, Janie, for $1 a day, you can have a spray. How do you like that line? Write that down. For $1 a day, you can have a spray. Now Winifred now sends a link to her website. Janie now goes on the website and now she's purchasing sprays from Envision You. But guess what happens? Here's the magic. Here's the magic. Winifred is now building a market in Chicago. Why? Because now she has a customer who is buying sprays because she was satisfied by the product. Folks, every time a customer purchases with us, within our ecosystem, they will get points. So it's just like you have Starbucks and you have reward system for your customers. We will have a reward system for our customers in NVU. And you can use those reward points to purchase further products in our ecosystem. Now, you will also be able to sell these products retail, not the courses, but the products, physical sprays. Somebody wants it, you're going to get it from the company wholesale, and you can retail it. Now, you don't have to do this part. You can just be a satisfied customer, use your sprays, and don't share it nor sell it with anybody. But I'm just saying, organically, if you're satisfied, you're going to talk. And if you talk and you share, they're going to force you to sell because they're going to demand the product from you. Why? Because of your testimony. That's how it is. Facts tell, but stories is what sell. And when I call my friend and I said this movie was absolutely incredible, now I've given him a feeling of I need to go see the movie that was incredible to my friend. I know my friend. I trust my friend. I like my friend. And my friend's recommendation now has me that I want to go see that movie. I go to the movie and I spend money at the movie, but my friend does not get a profit from it. In the NVU family, we want to make sure that you are compensated for your referrals. So stay with me now. Watch this. When people get started, they can get started with us if they want to build a business. If they want to, they can become a visionary business builder for 20 US. 20 US that will be paid monthly once you want to get paid from building a customer network. Now, when you get started based on courses or the amount of product you want and the size of the vision you have to build a market, You will start with a bronze, a silver, or if you started a bronze, you're putting out about $199, which is $200. Started a silver, you're putting out $499. You started a gold, you're putting out $1,000. If you started a founders, you'll put out $1,499. Now watch this. If you become a visionary business builder, that means you're a satisfied customer, but because it's good for you, you want to share it with others. You become a visionary business builder for $20. You share it with your friends. Let's say 10 friends decided that they also want to be a part with you because they want to build a digital income. Let's say 5 of your friends came in at a bronze. The company will pay you 5 by 50, $250. Out of the other 5, let's say 2 of them came in at a silver, $50. And let's say the other 3, came in at the gold pack. The company will pay you $1,050 all put together. So you have 10 friends coming in at different levels. And once they come in at that different level with you, the company will give you a commission, one-time commission called a fast start bonus. But look at this. As you develop a certain amount of sales in the business, you will hit certain ranks because of your production. And when you do about 2,500 in sales, and that's very easy, 2 gold packs will already get you to 1,600 in sales. So let's just say about 3 gold packs, 2,400, you're almost there. 3 gold packs. Watch this. Now you start earning on your second level. What does that mean? That means I introduce Winnie. That's my first level. But Winnie introduces Janie. So that's my second level. A bronze will pay you 20, silver 50, and gold 100. But let's say now Janie introduced Chris. On the third level, as a sapphire, you're growing in sales volume. Now you're earning 10 on the third, 25 on the third if it's silver, and 50 on the third if it's gold. Now, here's what happens, and pay attention to this. Let's say I am fired up just about financial literacy, and I am. And the reason I'm saying that a lot is I just believe every family deserves to be financially literate. I don't want to see families not do better with money because they don't know better. They never had exposure to coaching. They never had a community that wanted to do better in finances. They're not growing with any. They're just by themselves, fighting by themselves alone. No support, no leadership, no knowledge, no right actions. And they're struggling with their money because nobody came to tell them there is another way. Go watch the series on Netflix and you'll see the moment the coaches came in, new knowledge came in, new discipline came in, new actions came in, and immediately their financial situation started to change. But before, they were trying to do it on their own and they did not know how to do it. So when you see Luke out there as an evangelist for financial literacy, understand why. Because the end of it is less stress. The end of it is less sickness that is tied to stress. The end of it is happier families. The end of it is more peaceful month ends. And that's what we want for families. It's not the money. It's what the money can create or destroy if it's in order and if it's well stewarded. So what I want you to see is, let's just say in my first month, I have 2 friends in church and I shared it with those 2 families and they say, Luke, I'm joining the financial revolution with families. So in month 1, I have 2 customers in my organization. But in the same way I shared it with them, they now get excited about the information. They want to tell 2 of their friends next month. Now I have 4, but they have 2 in their organization. If we consistently helped everybody who got started in their first month to just bless 2 other families with this same education, in 12 months, potentially we can have 4,096. Now, that's a perfect number, but here's the concept I want. Does every family know 2 other families that need this information? Let me help you answer. The answer is yes. That amount of people taking courses every month will produce a group sales of over $300,000 going to NVU every month. NVU says, because you started that revolution on a monthly basis, watch this, on a weekly basis, we will pay you out 20% of that volume that's accumulated from your entire organization. 20% of 300,000 is close to about 60,000, folks. 60,000 a month. You build a business from now for the next 12 months, 60K a month. But you say, well, Luke, those numbers are perfect. All right, let's cut it in half. What seeds are you planting today that in 12 months can give you 30,000 a month? Well, Luke, I don't know how to present, and I don't know two families who will get in, and I don't feel too strong about my network. All right, let's go even less than that. Cut it in half. What seeds are you planting today that in 12 months, $15,000 a month will be paid out to you and your family? Folks, do you know why I know this can work? How many of you lived back in the day when a salesman showed up to your parents' door and they sold you something called an encyclopedia? And put a 1 in the chat if you know what an encyclopedia is. I know some of you are so young, you grew up on Google. Well, we didn't have Google. We bought a series of 26 books called an encyclopedia. When you open A, they try to fit as much information about things starting with A into the book that was titled A. That's where we have the end. I'm 42, I was born in 1980. Families invested in this thing called an encyclopedia. You have to have a big bookshelf to fit this whole thing. My father made the investment. Why? People will invest in their family's education, especially if they're thinking about the future. Think about this. We no longer have these physical books anymore. We have the education in the digital space. Would you not understand now the power of positioning families behind digital education? What about when we start getting this education for kids, for them to learn, and families start going there? You know what's going to happen? I have a 4-year-old and a 5-year-old. Let me tell you how much it costs to get them stuff, good stuff to play with. It's a pretty bill. It's a pretty penny, right? So the whole vision here is you're seeing families as a customer that you can bring value to their health and to their development in the digital space. That's what I want you to get in your heart. If you don't buy into that, don't join this vision. If you don't buy into that, don't join. If you cannot see the value of why families should invest in their health and their development to increase their income in the digital space, this will not be for you. I want to be brutally honest. If you can't get this vision in your heart, you won't work it with your hands. That's why I'm going to build an organization that expands over 100,000 families. Why? It's a pure motive. Of course, you can do the wholesale. All right? You don't have to build the organization. It's absolutely optional. People buy from your website. You don't even have to talk to them, touch it, anything. The product works. You share it with friends, family, coworkers, and neighbors. No problem. They buy from you. You do not have to recruit, present, nobody. All right? Let me wrap this up. Watch this. And thanks for the question. Now, in the corporate world, you help to train and equip people. Sometimes they replace you in your job. Over here, that weekly check that I just showed you, as you help your leaders that you brought into the business, you'll get a 50% check match. So let's say you have 3 leaders earning about $5,000 for the week, $2,000 for the week. The company takes 50% of that paycheck and matches it for you. Why? Because you brought that leader in and you're working to help that leader. I think that's awesome. Second generation leaders, that means you sponsor a leader and that leader sponsored a leader. You could get paid up to 50% on that too as you increase your leadership rank in the company. Ruby and above, you can get paid from 10% all the way to 50% as a global visionary diamond. And you'll see that when it comes in. So this will encourage me now to work with my leaders so when they make more money, I can increase my revenues. I'm going to wrap it up. To the person who says, can I just sell wholesale? I want to show you this. Do you know if all you have is 6 customers buying from you every month, 6 customers, the equivalent of 200 CV, which is commissionable volume. So they take enough sprays or they take sprays and courses, whatever. And 3 of those customers come from our leadership support, not from you. But the other 3 come from you. Do you know you can earn an extra check of $500 a month just with 6 customers taking NVU products? Jump down to level 4. Do you know if you stay consistent with that type of growth, and we helped you with 50 customers from our leadership support, and the other 50 came from your team that's building satisfied customers, do you know you can earn a paycheck of $4,000 customers? Even if you did that, what, in a year? That's not bad. Look at level 7. Do you know in 2 years, if you had 1,250 satisfied customers who are learning and taking their sprays every month, we helped you at half of that, 40,000. You know, I like to show this, but I don't like to emphasize it because people get thrown off when they see numbers beyond what they imagine for themselves. So I'm gonna cut it off there. Here's what I just want to say to you guys. I'm a minister as well, so I have to do a lot of counseling and coaching and stuff. Today, I just said to the lady who works with my daughter, I said, you know, I live to help people. I live to help people. And I realized to help people, one of the first things I usually have to do is I have to assess where they are. But then I have a very difficult task of helping them to think differently by putting new information in there. Because a lot of times, for life to change, thoughts have to change. As a man thinketh, so is he. I know that. Or, if they're not going to change the way they think, I have to get them to trust me to do what I say, so that they don't have to process, but they're going to trust, just take these action steps. And what I can say to you is, especially when it comes to your household income. I buy Starbucks every week. The question is, do I own Starbucks stocks? Why? Because if I'm going to invest in my health and wellness, I need to ask myself, if I'm going to pay a company to take their vitamins every month, I'm going to pay a company to take their health products every month, I should be growing with this company. Because I like their products, it's good, and I'm going to use these products for I don't know how many years. If I add up the amount of money I'm going to be giving them every month, every year, why not grow with this company financially? I realized I had the opportunity to do that with NVU. When the owner said to me, Luke, every product families use in their household when it comes to health and wellness, every month, we're going to have the NVU version of it. And when I realized where he was going, I said, he's trying to find his way into that household expense in health and wellness into every home in every nation that is legal for us to build. Once I bought into that vision, I said, once I bought the end, I'll buy the beginning. Whenever you go to buy seeds, you always have a picture of the harvest. Nobody buys seeds for a beginning. Everybody buys seeds for an end. It's the harvest we want. It's the fruit we want. That's why we buy the seeds. The only people who are going to buy packages to join NVU are the ones who buy the end, which is the vision, the picture of the future reality. If you don't see that, you won't buy the beginning, which is how you get started. If you join Janie or anybody on this call who invited you tonight, the company will not do the financial transaction tonight. You'll just be positioned in the company. And then midday tomorrow is when the credit cards would run. The reason there's an advantage in coming in tonight is because projections are that 20,000 people will start on day one. Whether you want to build or not, you are going to be positioned in the structure of this company. Because you're hearing about this before the door is officially open, by default, many of you will have 10, 100, thousands of people fall within your network. Whether you want to capitalize on that, that's up to you. But I'm just going to say, if it was Monopoly, you would automatically get Broadwalk and Park Place because of positioning and timing. If you join, you get in touch with me once I start training, and we're kicking off big time this week. And I will show you how to use that, not only to steward your finances in a way to manage it, but how to increase income. And from the surplus, now you have money to invest. We earn it, we manage it, we multiply it, and we distribute it. That's what we want to show you here. It's been a privilege to be on here with you tonight. And there are many advantages on building here with us. As a customer, you're going to get great products. I super enjoy just spending time with you. And there's so many powerful leaders on here. Guys, let me say this. I want to do a training after to end the presentation and just do a 5-step with some of you if you're interested. But I'm gonna give you guys that schedule this week. I want to really show you guys what to do in your first 30 days. But here's what I want you to understand this. Nobody can want success for you. I want to say this to Janie. I want to say this to Janie and all of the team that's on here. Success is personal. It cannot happen without a team. But that first decision has to happen in your heart. Nobody can want it for you. Nobody can drag you along or pull you along. It has to be your decision. And it's according to the things that are burning in your heart. I learned myself in the human spirit. You know, when people move, either there's enough pain coming from behind them or enough pleasure pulling from before them. I'm gonna say this to you again. There's something paining from behind you, or there's something to be pleasured before you. But can I say this? Most people move because of pain, not pleasure. Guy was walking through a community, and as he walked past his house, he heard a dog hollering. Oh. So he looked down and he says, he saw the dog's, like the dog is in pain. He saw a guy in a rocking chair, very casual, just rocking. And he says, what's wrong with your dog? He said, well, he's sitting on a nail. I said, if he's sitting on a nail, why don't you move him? The guy said, well, I guess it's not paining him enough. That's how some people are. They're crying. They're sitting on a nail. It hurts, but it's not hurting enough. Can we not wait till it gets really bad then for us to take action? Can we work in advance and be real visionaries to not wait for something to happen then to do something, but do something for something to happen? Can you not wait for somebody to call you about your own business, call you about your own vision? Can you put fire under your own butt and get to move? Why? Because your children's children need you to work today. I don't listen to motivational videos to get motivated. I have enough motivational videos in my house every morning. They're called Judah and Ella. When they get up, that's my motivational video. It costs $250,000 to take a child to 18 without college. If you need more motivation than that, as a man or as a woman, to lay out a future for your children's children, then you're asking for more than you really need. That's my motivation. I have a wife, 1, and 2 kids to take care of. And the quality of care that I take care, it will be seen by the world. My father told me that when I was getting married. Luke, when people see your wife, they will tell the quality of care that you have for her. You won't be able to fool them with your words. When they look at your wife, she's your glory. They will know how you take care of her. Can she smile? Is she rested? Is she stressed? Is she sick? They will know how you're taking care of her. That's my motivation. So if you're on the team already, not the guest, this is not for the guests. If you're on the team already, let's go to work. The doors open officially. The first 30 days, I want to see families doing what they've never done before. Why? Because I want the evidence to not be the products or the services alone. I want the evidence to be changed lives. I mustn't say, hey, try the spray and see if you feel energy. I must say, hey, let me introduce you to Curtis and Beatrice. Come, I want you to meet them. Come, I want you to hear their story. They were with us in pre-launch. They got started in day one. I want you to hear what they did in their first 30 days. They got started at this level. I want you to hear what they've earned. That's 4, that's 5, that's 6 times what they initially invested. That person is not going to leave energized because of the B12 sprint. That person is going to leave energized because of the story and the testimony they heard from somebody who, just like them, took a step of faith. And 30 days later, they're impacted. I'm taking this little extra time just to give you my heart. The greatest examples to see if anything is working that involves people are change lives, not the products. If it works for you, that is the best billboard for NVU, not the graphics, not the fancy videos. It will be your story. So I'm encouraging you. Let this be the last day that somebody calls you about your own vision. If they're calling you about doing the work for your own vision, it's not yours, it's theirs. My dad don't call me every month and remind me to be a husband. I said I do. I do as a commitment. My in-laws do not call me every month to remind me to provide for their daughter, because I said I do. When people don't work, the question is, did they say, I do? Did they make the covenant? Did they accept the sacrifice? If you have done that to covenant with your destiny, to get married with a goal, then every day you get up, you go to work because you said, I will. My name is Luke Kwamina. I am the only son of Cecil and Deborah Kwamina. Rest in peace. And it's been a pleasing pleasure to be on here with you. I'm going to put you back in the very capable and successful hands of Janie, who I know will be one of our diamonds here at Envision You, impacting well over 300 families every month. Janie, always a pleasure being on with you. Right back to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Luke. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Dr. Luke is not only a leadership coach, he's also part of the John Maxwell coach group or team. Him himself is a multimillionaire in this industry. And so not only are you going to be in an amazing team, however you decide to use what we've given you, you're going to really be in a mentorship where not only are you going to be family, but you're going to be taken care of the rest of your life. There's a lot of people with a lot of years of experience in this industry. If you decide you just want to use the products, do so. If you decide you want to build a business, we're here to support you. So make sure you get back to the person that brought you to this call. If you wanna invite anybody else that you think could use any of our products or services, or even the business, there's a lot of money in this industry. This industry opened up very, very much when Corona happened. People started trying to figure out, how do we make money without leaving our homes? And there's a lot of people that have made a lot of money. Don't let this pass you by. Otherwise, good night, everybody, and thank you so much for being here.